I have some leaves with me. These are green in color, variegated leaves, and some leaves are even of a different color, somewhat reddish or purplish in color. We have studied that photosynthesis takes place only in the green parts of the plant, that is, those parts of the leaf having chlorophyll, and also the green stem. So, does that mean that in these leaves, that is, the purple or these leaves which are non-green in color, photosynthesis does not take place? No. These leaves also have chlorophyll, but in lesser amount. So, photosynthesis does take place in these leaves also, but they have other pigments like anthocyanin, carotenoids present in them, and these are more in number, which make these leaves less greener than others. Green leaves utilize the energy of the sun along with water and carbon dioxide to produce food in the form of starch and sugar. That is why plants are called as autotrophs. All other organisms, even us, cannot make food ourselves and are totally dependent on plants for food. So we are called as heterotrophs. Primary source of energy is the sun. From the sun, plants get the energy to produce food, and we depend on plants for our survival. So we can say that primary difference between plants and animals is the ability of the plants to manufacture its food. The role of chlorophyll is very important. It is found in the chloroplast of the plant. It is the green pigment chlorophyll that is necessary to convert carbon dioxide and water using sunlight to get glucose and release oxygen. We have already studied that light is necessary for photosynthesis to take place. So let us study with the help of an experiment how light is necessary for photosynthesis to take place in plants. So the aim of this experiment is to show that light is necessary for photosynthesis to take place. So we take a potted plant and it should have broad green leaves, and we cover one leaf of the plant with black paper. We keep this arrangement for some few hours and then we destarch the leaf. When we say destarch the leaf, that is, we take a leaf, put it in alcohol and boil it for some time. When this leaf is kept in alcohol and water and boiled for some time, the chlorophyll is removed. As this plant was kept in sunlight for about 24 to 48 hours, photosynthesis did take place in the plant. And when we destarched the leaf, the part of the leaf which was covered with black strip of paper could not perform photosynthesis because it was not getting any sunlight. And when we expose this leaf to few drops of iodine, when we put few drops of iodine on the leaf, the part of the leaf which was exposed to sunlight turns blue-black in color, and the part of the leaf which was covered with black strip of paper remains unchanged when we put few drops of iodine. There are two chemicals we used in this experiment. One was alcohol and the other one was iodine solution. The purpose of alcohol is to remove the chlorophyll from the leaf, whereas iodine is used to test the presence of starch which is formed only in those parts of the leaf where light can reach. So with this simple experiment, we can prove that wherever the light falls on the leaf, only those parts of the leaf can prepare food, and thereby can be tested with the help of iodine and turns into blue-black color. With the help of this experiment, we would like to show that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis to take place. For this, we take a potted plant which is variegated. That is, it has leaves which are pale yellow as well as green in color. This plant is first kept in the sunlight for some few hours. That means photosynthesis will take place in the plant. Then it is destarched. That is, the chlorophyll is removed. Then we take a leaf and put few drops of iodine on it. The green parts of the leaf, when iodine is put on it, turn blue-black in color, whereas the non-green plant parts, that are yellow in color, when few drops of iodine is put on it, they remain brownish. So with the help of this experiment, we would like to conclude that starch is formed only in those parts of the leaf which are green in color. Hence, we can show that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis to take place. The process of photosynthesis is influenced by various factors. These factors include all the raw materials and the other factors needed for photosynthesis. The main factors are the intensity of light, availability of carbon dioxide, temperature, availability of water, chlorophyll, and inorganic mineral ions. The rate of photosynthesis increases with the increase in light intensity. When the carbon dioxide is more, photosynthesis that will take place in the plant will increase. Photosynthesis takes place best in the temperature ranging from 20 to 35 degrees Celsius. Availability of water. We know that water is very important for photosynthesis to take place. If there is less water available to the plant, it will lead to closure of stomata. Hence, photosynthesis would be less. Plants need chlorophyll for photosynthesis to take place. Without chlorophyll, photosynthesis will not take place. Significance of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is very important to living organisms because it is the source of oxygen in the atmosphere. Oxygen is used by living organisms in the process of respiration. Carbon dioxide released during respiration is consumed by the plants for photosynthesis. Thus, it helps in maintaining the balance of gases in the atmosphere. Green plants and trees use process of photosynthesis to make food. It is the primary source of energy for living beings. Food is produced for all life forms directly or indirectly by plants. Hence, we can say that photosynthesis plays a very important role for all living beings. So we can say that the process of photosynthesis is vital for the sustenance of life. It is the source of energy. It is the source of food. It is the source of oxygen. And it is also a link between two worlds, that is the living and non-living world, as it traps the energy from non-living world and transfers it to the living world. Nutrients are the elements needed by the plants to remain healthy and grow well without any diseases. The plants get these from air, water, and soil. When plants lack in any particular nutrient, it can suffer from a deficiency disease or may have a particular symptom, for example, falling of excessive leaves from the plant, stunted or poor growth, yellowing of leaves, etc. Some elements are needed by the plants in small quantity, they are known as micronutrients, and some are needed in large quantity and they are called as the macronutrients. So micronutrients are needed by the plant in large quantities, for example copper, zinc, boron, manganese, molybdenum, etc. Macronutrients are those nutrients that are needed in small quantity, that is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc.